Hey, it's Jen, and today I'm talking about why we need those antagonists in our lives. I'm Jen Anderson. I'm an empowerment life coach with Stronger Because Coaching, and one of the things I do is teach people how to manage their minds when they are being triggered. Now, when we're being triggered, we have an intense emotional reaction to something that someone says or does, and it's often frustration, anger, um, anxiety, just it's really strong, and it happens when someone else does something. And right now we are in a pretty heated climate, right? We have a lot of things going on around us in the world, but even on a normal day it's really easy to get triggered, and our reaction is often just to shut them down. Like, we need them to stop talking and stop triggering us, right? So let's go back to how the brain created these thoughts and beliefs that these people are going against. So before we're 8, we're actually in a brain wave pattern that's different from after that age, unless certain situations are going on, sleep, hypnosis, things like that. But the brain is it's taking all the experiences that we have, all the information that we're getting, and it's organizing it into some kind of default thoughts that don't get checked at the door anymore. They become subconscious thoughts. And from then on, it tries to use them over and over in an efficient way, so it doesn't have to check every thought that comes through and see if it's going to serve us, see if it passes all of the evidence that it's gathered. It gets a free pass. It gets a backstage pass, doesn't have to get ID'd anymore. This thought is automatically in there. And then we automatically have a feeling when that circumstance comes up again. And they could be thoughts like, here's some thoughts that I've noticed, that the first child, I really believe this, the first child was responsible for the other children. Or when people invest money, they're more likely to work hard. Like, these are beliefs that I gained as a child that I didn't even bother to check on my way growing up. And we hold these so firmly that we believe that they are true. We've quit challenging them because over the years, our brain has gathered evidence to support this programming, because the brain loves to be right. And so if it has a belief that it's gotten in there, it's going to start gathering proof, and then it's even going to start creating proof. Like, I would go out of my way to prove that when I invest money in something, I work harder, and that first children become responsible. They're responsible. Those are beliefs that I worked hard to create evidence for. And so sometimes someone challenges some of these core beliefs that we have, and we begin to feel triggered. So recently, we were talking about some political things at home, and my son goes, I don't even want to hear what this one teacher is going to say about this, because this teacher was going to present all kind of ideas that he didn't believe in. And I said, no, we need those people. We need those people in our lives. We need to be able to have people who help us question the beliefs that we've held without challenging them for who knows how many years. Because really what happens is they're bringing up another side of a story that we don't know their experiences. And so it also helps us to understand why we actually hold the beliefs that we do. Are they because we just heard them so many times, or is it because we have created evidence or gathered evidence or wanted to? These are really important questions that I hope my children ask themselves. I encourage my clients to ask, and I hope that I ask them for myself too. Why do I believe that? And what kind of information could I get to increase the data bank that I have to form my opinions and my beliefs? All right, so let's remember the model, Brooke Castillo's model, which is amazing. It's how we can make behavior changes. And just to recap, it says that we have a circumstance that is neutral. It comes and it happens. and it's a fact. It can be proven in court, it can be proven with a DNA test, but if someone else can believe something different, it's not a circumstance because it's not neutral. Then we have a thought about that circumstance, which creates a feeling, which generates an action, which creates a result. So that's the model. And the brain has been trained that when C happens, if we have a subconscious thought, the next thing we're going to be aware of is the feeling. So someone says this and I feel irritated, the brain didn't check the thought at the door that was behind that feeling. It just went straight to feeling. They said this, I feel triggered. And so the work that I do is helping people understand what those thoughts are that are generating the feelings that are so uncomfortable and sometimes don't serve us. If we're feeling angry, frustrated, disappointed, anxious, it doesn't sound like it's serving us very well, and it's time to go ahead and take a look at what thoughts are underneath those feelings. So a lot of times when someone has an opinion other than ours that they speak up about, we may be thinking something along these lines. They are wrong. Those thoughts and beliefs are dangerous and harmful. And if I hear this, I'm obligated to right this wrong. And those are very heated. Those are hot thoughts. They create a lot of heat. They generate a lot of energy. But if you really look at it, there are actually thoughts hiding underneath those thoughts that are ones that would be really good to challenge. For instance, when we're thinking they are wrong, there's probably an underlying thought that I know what's best. And maybe I'm thinking that my way is right for them and for everyone. Or when we're thinking that their thoughts and beliefs are dangerous and harmful, we may have an underlying thought behind it that's saying their words are hurting me. Forgetting that their thoughts and feelings and actions are driven by them. Our thoughts, feelings, and actions are just because of our brains. They're a result of our thoughts. So sometimes we start thinking that their thoughts are making us feel angry, anxious, disappointed, frustrated, fill in the blanks, when it's actually our thoughts about their thoughts. So let's look at it. Their thoughts are our C, our circumstances, which are neutral until we assign a thought to them. So if we're feeling upset, frustrated, angry, it means that we had a thought about their thoughts that is triggering that feeling. So we're triggering ourselves. So here are options. We can listen. We can listen without feeling obligated to change them. We can ask them, what experiences have you had that I don't have that have contributed to that? Can I hear more? Knowing that just because we hear a thought, it doesn't mean it's going to implant in our thoughts and become our thoughts. We get to choose those. The more intentional we are, the more choice we have. We can also choose to speak our truth. Now, when we're speaking our truth, we're not speaking it to make someone else change their opinion or change their beliefs or their feelings or their actions. It's a non-manipulative thing that we do just to speak and tell our thoughts based on our experiences and our feelings and our proof, our evidence that we've gathered and created. And that would be the only reason that we would need to do it. And we don't need anything back in the form of validation or approval in order to prove a point. We just speak our truth and that's it. So I hope that this helps as you are antagonized. I hope you're antagonized. I hope that you get down to your thoughts and your feelings and get really clear on who you are and what you believe. And also remember that just because someone else says something doesn't mean you have to believe it. It doesn't mean you're obligated to do anything. And it means that you're still free to choose what you think, feel, and do. Okay? Go after it. Did this message resonate with you? Did you know I have a 12-week program that can help you not just survive, not just thrive, but become stronger because of the things that are going on in your life? just call here and let's chat about how I can help.